Amidst the vast forests and sprawling grasslands of the United States, humanity is facing an escalating challenge from an invasive species, the wild boar. With populations reaching into the millions, these animals have become a serious threat to both agriculture and the natural environment. They devastate crops, inflict billions of dollars in economic losses each year, and pose a growing risk of spreading dangerous diseases. In response, a wide range of control and monitoring strategies have been deployed, from traditional methods to cutting-edge technologies like drones and helicopters, aimed at curbing their impact. This is an ongoing battle to protect ecosystems and food security, and to preserve the delicate balance of nature. Green agriculture technology, the fierce wild boar hunt to defend America's farms. Wild boars are rampaging across fields, destroying crops and causing hundreds of millions of dollars in damage each year. But have you ever wondered what tactics farmers and hunters use to control this invasive species? From traps and hunting rifles to infrared drones, the battle against wild boars has never been easy. Millions of acres of cornfields in Texas are under threat from the invasion of wild boars, an uncontrollable destructive species causing approximately $800 million in damage annually. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Texas has around 10.7 million acres of cornfields, but about 1.5 million acres have already been ravaged by wild boars, equivalent to roughly 14% of the total area. These herds of wild pigs not only trample and churn up the soil, but also devour young corn plants, destroy irrigation systems, and significantly reduce crop yields, causing immense despair for farmers. The damage they cause doesn't stop at crop loss. It also affects farmers' income, increases the cost of land restoration, and makes pest control more expensive. Tracks, shed hair, churned up ground and barren fields stand as clear evidence of the destruction they leave behind, bringing not only economic loss but also emotional devastation to Texas farmers. Wild boars are intelligent, agile animals with high adaptability. They are primarily nocturnal to avoid predators and humans, hiding during the day in bushes, forests, or even within dense corn and wheat fields. With an extremely keen sense of smell, they can detect food from afar, including roots, grains, fruits, insects, and even animal carcasses. Fertile fields provide them with not only abundant food, but also ideal shelter, helping them avoid detection. They live in small groups, usually consisting of 5 to 20 individuals, led by a dominant female. These groups quietly move under the cover of darkness in search of food and territory expansion. Residents and authorities have deployed various defensive measures such as electric fences and advanced traps to control wild boars. Some traps, like the pig brig, use elastic mesh that allows multiple boars to be captured at once without the need for a door to snap shut immediately. More than 100 boars have been eliminated with a single trap, but even that isn't enough to curb their population boom. Currently, the wild boar population in the US is estimated at around 5 to 7 million and is still growing by approximately 20% each year, putting immense pressure on both the environment and agriculture. Wild boars possess an astonishing reproductive rate, making them extremely difficult to control. A single female can give birth to 6 to 10 piglets per litter and can reproduce multiple times a year, even when food is scarce. What's more concerning is how quickly the piglets mature. Within just 6 months, they can already start reproducing, causing the population to grow exponentially. Unlike many other wild animals, wild boars don't have a fixed breeding season. They can reproduce year-round as long as conditions are favorable. With a lifespan of up to 15 years, a single female can produce hundreds of offspring over her lifetime, forming large herds that roam through fields, forests, and even suburban edges. This makes controlling them an endless race between humans and this invasive species. Wild boars have become one of the most serious threats to agriculture and the environment in the United States. The Texas state government has implemented a series of strong measures, with large-scale hunting being the most common method. Numerous population control programs have been launched to minimize the negative impact on agriculture and ecosystems. These efforts attract the participation of nature enthusiasts and those experienced in wildlife management. However, there are opposing views from some animal protection organizations who argue for more thoughtful approaches. They propose more sustainable and eco-friendly solutions to maintain ecological balance without harming biodiversity. As a result, wild boar management must be carried out scientifically, with supervision and full compliance with conservation regulations. Modern technology has been deployed. At nightfall, drones equipped with infrared cameras are used to detect wild boars hiding in forests or grasslands. Once their location is identified, hunters use high-powered flashlights to observe the boars in the dark before taking action. Some boars weighing up to 800 pounds have been successfully captured using this method. However, wild boar management must follow regulations to ensure ecological balance and avoid harmful impacts on the environment and wildlife. In addition, twin-engine helicopters are often deployed to cover large areas, providing better observation and tracking from above. Meanwhile, single-engine helicopters are more suitable for complex terrains such as forests or mountainous regions, where flexibility and quick maneuvering are essential. Although this method is effective, its high operational cost and loud noise can affect the environment, making it a less frequent choice. Despite various control efforts, wild boars continue to multiply at an alarming rate. They not only devastate crops, but also pose a serious disease threat to livestock and humans. Southern and Midwestern states such as Texas, Alabama, and Mississippi are among the hardest hit. No longer confined to rural areas, wild boars are increasingly encroaching into residential neighborhoods, drawn by food and garbage. Residents are advised not to feed the boars, to install protective fencing, keep guard dogs, and alert authorities immediately upon sighting them. With their devastating power, wild boars are becoming a major challenge for agriculture and the daily lives of people in Texas. The battle against them continues, stronger than ever. Each year, New Zealand produces over 26 million pounds of venison, with more than 80% exported to Europe and North America, solidifying its position as one of the world's leading producers of high-quality venison. Not only is venison nutritious, but it is also low in fat while being rich in protein, iron, and omega-3, promoting heart health and muscle development. Thanks to these benefits, venison has become an ideal choice for those seeking a healthy diet without compromising on essential nutrients. Additionally, deer antler velvet is a highly valuable product, especially in traditional medicine. It is primarily exported for use in the pharmaceutical and health supplement industries, meeting the demand of major global markets. Green agriculture technology, exploring the journey of deer farming from farm to premium products. What makes deer one of the most commonly farmed animals in New Zealand? How does deer farming differ from other livestock industries? Deer were introduced to New Zealand around the 19th century, primarily from Europe, especially the red deer species. Initially, they were released into the wild for hunting purposes. By the 1970s, awareness of the economic value of venison in deer antler velvet spurred the rapid development of the deer farming industry. Deer in New Zealand are mainly raised in large farms following a free-range model. These farms usually have vast areas with secure fencing to ensure safety and prevent intrusion by wild animals. The deer are allowed to roam freely on pastures, enabling natural growth with abundant food sources. Additionally, farm facilities are kept clean and dry, with adequate shelter to provide warmth in winter and ventilation in summer. This helps minimize the risk of respiratory or digestive diseases, ensuring that the deer thrive in optimal conditions. In New Zealand, deer are selectively bred to ensure high productivity and superior quality meat and antler velvet. Male deer must be robust, while females should have strong reproductive capabilities. Furthermore, genetic analysis technology is applied to optimize hereditary traits, helping the herd develop in a stable and sustainable manner. The mating process takes place from March to May when the weather is cooler. During this time, male deer compete for the right to mate with females. In controlled farming conditions, breeders can use natural mating or artificial insemination methods to optimize the reproduction process. After a gestation period of about 6 to 7 months, female deer usually find a quiet place to give birth. Immediately after birth, the mother licks the newborn to stimulate blood circulation and help it quickly adapt to the environment. Farmers closely monitor the newborns to ensure they grow healthily. In the first week, fawns primarily rely on their mother's milk for essential nutrients. If the mother lacks sufficient milk, farmers supplement with milk replacers to ensure uniform growth. After about a week, fawns start to familiarize themselves with roughage, such as young grass, soft leaves, and nutrient-rich supplementary feeds. As the fawns grow, their diet is adjusted to match that of adult deer, including fresh grass, leaves, roots, and protein and mineral-rich processed feeds to enhance health and improve meat and antler quality. Throughout this period, clean water must be supplied adequately to support digestion and metabolism effectively. The antler growth cycle occurs once a year, usually in spring or early summer, when favorable weather conditions and abundant food supplies support strong deer development. The antler growth process follows an annual cycle and is influenced by the deer's growth hormones. After the old antlers are harvested or naturally shed, the cartilage tissues at the antler base begin to grow, stimulating the formation of new antlers. During the first 45 to 60 days, antlers grow rapidly at an average rate of about 0.4 to 0.8 inches per day, depending on the deer breed, age, and nutritional intake. After harvesting, deer antlers are immediately cleaned and preserved to maintain their quality. Depending on the intended use, the antlers may be rapidly frozen at temperatures ranging from 0 degrees Fahrenheit to negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit, or dried to extend their shelf life. For meat production, red deer undergo a comprehensive health inspection to ensure they meet standards for weight, age, and overall condition, typically ranging from 250 to 350 pounds, with a rearing period of approximately 18 to 24 months. They are then transported to processing facilities where humane slaughtering methods are employed to minimize stress and preserve meat quality. First, the hide is carefully removed using specialized knives to ensure that the meat quality remains intact. This process requires precision to preserve the protective fat layer underneath, which helps retain moisture and enhance the meat's flavor. After skinning, the internal organs are extracted and sorted. Nutrient-rich parts such as the liver, heart, and kidneys are retained for separate processing, while other parts are handled according to food safety regulations. Next, the venison is divided into primary cuts such as tenderloin, shoulder, haunch, and ribs. The tenderloin is the most prized cut, tender and lean, often used in premium dishes. The shoulder contains more connective tissue, making it ideal for slow cooking or ground meat. The haunch is firm and protein-rich, suitable for making sausages or jerky. Deer ribs have soft bones and a generous amount of meat, typically marinated for grilling or stewing. Depending on its intended use, the meat can be sliced, ground into sausage, or processed into products like smoked meat, canned venison, or jerky. Fresh meat is stored at appropriate temperatures and transported quickly, while frozen meat is maintained at around 0 degrees Fahrenheit to negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit to ensure long-term quality preservation. Processed venison products are carefully packaged and distributed through channels such as supermarkets, restaurants, food stores, or for export. Strict processing and transportation protocols ensure that venison consistently meets high-quality standards, catering to both domestic and international markets.